The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork, pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
You thought that was funny.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
You were laughing like a hyena when he said it.
98.
What the hell is wrong with you?
KUPD.
Look, everybody, Dusty Slay is here, and he's at Stand Up Live this weekend, tonight and tomorrow, and Sunday, standuplive.com, and we're all marveling at the only man who doesn't work there wearing a Buick logoed hat.
That's the original.
You're like Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I mean, I love a Buick hat.
Who doesn't, really?
I like any car-related hat that's a white trucker. I like an old-school white trucker hat.
So you're basically a guy that goes to the Stuckey's and sees the rack of hats and goes, yeah, I'm getting three.
Yeah, but they're hard to find like this. I like a hat that no one else wants to wear. You know?
It's even got the braid.
Yeah, the cooler the hat, the less I like it.
Yeah, I like that one because it has no cool to it at all.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I people give me a cool hat. I'm like, that's too much. I don't know who I'm trying to be with a cool hat.
And you have this glorious head of hair, and you got the whole Dave Grohl thing going on.
Yeah.
You cover it with a hat. As a bald man, I'm offended.
Well, people always say I look like somebody.
Yeah.
You know, they're always like, oh, you look like my cousin, or you look like, I just haircut, but people would say I look like Jay and Silent Bob.
I think you're everything Kevin Smith wishes he could look like.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a healthy Kevin Smith.
I get Dave Grohl and David Cross a lot.
David Cross,
Yeah.
really? Okay.
People say that in the eyes.
Maybe.
I don't know.
can see
People are looking deep into my eyes and they're getting a David Cross vibe.
That isn't so bad if they think you're funny, but if it's the first reaction, it's not good.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want people to know David Cross and meet you and think that. Who do you think you look like?
I don't know. I mean, I also got that I look like a Walmart Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, a little bit of
get
that. I can
one.
see that.
I didn't know you could be more Walmart than Billy Ray Cyrus.
You're the next level,
Yeah.
Billy Ray. You're the Billy Ray Cyrus that might not have enough to pay for the Walmart cart.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
the Walmart version. Well, that's not good, Dusty. What do you now that you've grown the hair out? It looks good.
Thank you.
Nobody's doing that now.
Right.
Nobody's
Yeah.
got this look you've got. This is impressive. You're
Yeah.
driving an 83 Buick LeSabre. You got the hat. This is a solid attempt to recreate a different type of life.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wish I had that Buick. It was so great. I think it was an 82, maybe an 84, big body.
Beast.
Missing one hubcap, so I took them all off. I feel like if you're missing one, it looks
Yeah,
worse.
those are the pop-off ones. That
Yeah.
you take
Easier
a
to
hard
take the
turn.
other three off than buy another one.
Yes.
Yeah,
You can't
very true.
find them.
No. Well, you probably could.
Yeah, you probably
It's
could.
an effort. There's a lot of effort involved.
Yeah, you probably could.
And you look crazy on the internet going, need one LeSabre
Right.
hubcap. It's not going to happen. My friend's mom had a Buick LeSabre, and we used to take it, and she'd let us drive it, and we were like 14. And
Oh,
he
yeah.
bashed into everything. Those things were indestructible.
Yeah, I was saying that, I hit the pylon at a gas station, and that was really the only thing that did it.
Yeah. Big cement barriers are the only thing that stopped
Right.
the Buick LeSabre.
I mean, it really floated. It probably needed shocks or something, but it really
They
floated.
do move on a cloud.
Yeah.
I'm just fascinated at the idea that this is something a grandfather would wear. The
Oh, yeah.
Buick hat is it stands out. And love it.
I'm working on being a grandfather.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I want. Is just an old man that's
Yeah.
just sitting around smoking cigars and just
Yelling
Seems like
at
they
people.
got to figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
You're grouchy, but you're not quite available to it yet. Like,
Right.
I want to be an old man. I just don't want to wait for it.
Yeah, like it just doesn't make sense. If I'm complaining a lot, they're like, "Oh, that guy just complains a lot."
Right.
But if you're old and you do it, they're like, "Oh, he's
Yeah.
old."
See, now I've recently come to the idea, and this just kind of hit me about 5 years ago with the whole get off my lawn thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because people say that all the time. You say something, you're like, okay, old man, get off my lawn. And I'm like, yeah, but aren't old men right? You shouldn't be standing in someone else's lawn.
Yeah, I have some kids in my neighborhood that get on my yard, and I really want to tell them to not be on the lawn. But I just feel like, how am I going to be that guy right now?
But they shouldn't
You're
be
not
on the
ready
lawn.
for it. You're too young, right?
Yeah. They're letting the dogs pee in my flowers, and I'm just,
You have to scream, "Get off my property!"
Yeah,
not get
right.
off my lawn.
Right,
'Cause
with
the
a
second you say-
shotgun.
Start
you
off
have
with
to
a
go-
sign, though.
Yeah.
The-
Well, no trespass. sign.
Orange and
Yeah.
black sign.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to be old. I just don't want to wait for it
Right.
because there's so much in between.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of what old people do.
Yeah, just give me a retirement. Let me sit on a porch.
Yeah.
Yeah, let some people.
I don't work anymore.
Yeah.
I sit on a porch all day doing nothing but complaining. I'm a woman. It turned into an old
Yeah,
woman now. I'd rather go that way.
Alternating chewing tobacco and cigars.
Yeah.
That's
My
what I
neighbor's
want.
younger than me, and he not only does the get off my lawn,
Yeah.
kids, he runs out and slow down.
I'm not
no,
slow
that's
down. I'm not a slow down guy.
I can't be a
I
slow
can't.
down.
I don't think I could be
It's an
90.
all.
I'll never be this slow.
I am
down
kind
guy.
of a turn down the music guy, though. In the car,
Are you?
I have turned into that. I used to blare
You're too
the
young for
music.
that.
Yeah, I used to blare my music in the car through the grocery store parking lot. Now I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Nobody
it
wants to hear
down.
that. yeah.
See, I still have it cranked.
Yeah.
I'm to the top. But
Yeah.
I'm not a slow down. And you live on a street that has like a
And
dead
at
end.
night, he's got the torch flashlight.
At who?
Slow down!
You're in a cul-de-sac.
Oh, yeah.
Get inside.
How fast
Go
can
to
people
bed.
go? You have a cul-de-sac.
I know.
This guy hates movement.
Yeah.
It's
That's
by
intense.
the side street, but sometimes there
You got
are
a
some
corner lot.
There's a couple of teenagers in the cul-de-sac
Oh, I tell you, I hate them.
that they come. They're
Can't
leaving.
tolerate
They're coming
those
out of
things.
that. They're coming out hot.
Kids, just get out of here. Wear a rubber.
Slow down!
I used to drive through the grocery store parking lot blaring Rage Against the Machine in
Yes.
a 1999 Saturn SL, right? I had the gray bumpers. Nothing more Rage Against the Machine than
A rare machine.
yeah.
Yeah. Nothing shouts, I hate the system
Right.
more than the Saturn
Yeah.
SL. Yeah.
With no power steering and a stick shift.
Fantastic vehicle. Though.
Yeah.
And you could beat
I
the
got
tar
these
out of those.
shoulders. Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly how you
I
got so
flipped
big.
one of those in a marsh one time, landed on the roof, and I was totally fine.
Whoa. You can't turn Saturn over.
Oh, yeah, I was drinking, and I just drove right over into a marsh. It was
Like
late.
Dukes of Hazzard kind
Oh,
of?
yeah. Many people were like, let me drive you home. And I was like, no, I got it.
Just turn the Saturn back over.
And if Saturn was on its top.
Yeah,
And luckily
on the
it was
top.
a marsh.
And Marsh, yeah, December, it was cold. I crawled out of there. I was missing my flip-flops. I was a different guy back then. Missing my flip-flops and my glasses. And this
Where'd
guy,
you go?
a
After
guy-
you crawled out, did you just run?
I was going to walk home, and a guy pulled up and was like, do you need a ride? So I went home, and then I started calling tow truck companies to try to get it out of there. And they were like, the cops already know about it. And I was like,
We're not doing it.
okay, well, I'm just going to go to sleep then. Because I was like, there's nothing I can do tonight to help my case.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
not good. I have a friend who turned a CRX over and then managed to get a guy with a winch to pull it back to its, set it on its wheels. And he was bombed. And he started to push because it wouldn't run anymore. He started
yeah.
to push it, and he looked to his left, and there was a cop pushing it with him. And
God.
and he goes, how you doing? Is this your car? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, okay. And he said, I just started to cry.
Oh, no.
And the cop just helped him push the car over to get it out of there. Where in a marsh? Why, because that's the worst story ever to go. I crawled out of a marsh and got into a guy's car. You're going to get raped doing that.
Yeah.
That's auto rape.
Well, Charleston, South Carolina was where I was at.
Yeah.
It just really worked out that
But
night.
marsh roads are not highly traveled.
Oh, no.
So the dude driving around there is looking for victims.
It was dark.
Well, it was two of us. I had another friend, and his head was bleeding. So I think the guy was like, all right, let me get these guys out of here.
Yeah.
My
or he's
friend was
thinking,
fine.
they have a concussion. They can't identify me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend was fine, I assume. I don't see him a lot.
He's okay. We haven't talked for a while. He's
Yeah.
probably still wandering around.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what a marsh looks like. I wouldn't know if I landed in a marsh.
Well,
It's
a
just-
marsh is
in a buggy marsh?
It's like a swamp,
Yeah.
but in South Carolina. That's
Oh,
what
okay.
they
That's a difference. So
Yeah.
it's just swamps.
Yeah, it's not like it's warm. I mean, I was wet, and I was cold.
December flip-flops.
Yeah.
Bad
yeah,
choices.
we were,
Did they have something to do with
it was
you?
indoor drinking
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
most part.
yes,
You
yes.
only,
But do flip-flops have anything to do with the car turning over?
I don't think so. I was listening to the Starsky and Hutch soundtrack, I think. And
The movie or you went old school?
The movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They had a dancing machine by the Jackson 5. I was really into that song at the time.
And the system in a Saturn was, they were legendary.
Yeah,
So you knew that you guys were a little louder than you
I
know.
had
All three
installed-
speakers just
I had
cranking it.
installed some special speakers in there.
What do you
I had-
hit to turn over?
Well, there was a telephone pole there that had already been broken off.
Sure.
And I think someone had hit that previously.
Right. Was it
I-
you? Do you even know?
It wasn't me that time.
That time.
But it was a 90-degree turn, basically. And I
Okay.
just sailed right on over. And I think that broken telephone pole ripped the axle of the car. Because
Okay.
that first wheel was... And then I think I rolled complete time because both side mirrors were broke off.
Yeah. Ooh.
And so...
So you doubled up.
That's a full.
You don't even know.
I had no idea what was happening.
Did you sober up and go back to the scene?
I did, and I found my flip-flops and my glasses.
Important.
And
Thank God.
A couple of CDs and
How
some
old were you
change.
at this time?
I was about 24.
Okay. All right. That's not so bad.
Yeah, years ago.
Yeah. So
Years
you're all
ago.
right with it. It's
And
not
no
like-
one got hurt, really. So it was
that you know of. And
Yeah.
the cops you didn't get the DUI. You
No.
sailed out scot-free.
I did,
Just
yeah.
needed a new Saturn afterwards.
Yeah.
Did
After
insurance
that-
cover this?
After that, that's how I drove the Buick 1984 Buick.
So you're
LeSabre.
down to $3,000.
Yes, yes.
That is fantastic. I don't think I've ever even thought of a Saturn being capable of flipping over.
It was so
They're
great.
so down on the ground.
I know. I mean, it was
Impressive.
It felt very safe.
What other cars have you flipped? You look like a guy who's flipped a few vehicles.
Well, you know what? When I was 21 months old, my mom left me in a running car, and I pulled it into drive and drove it into a pond. And I totaled their car. They got divorced shortly after that. My mom.
You got out of the car, though.
Yeah, my mom.
She
No,
pulls
I
out.
was in there. I drove it into the pond, and she rescued me out of the pond.
Did the car sink?
It was beginning to sink.
No kidding.
Yeah, she said I never cried.
This was your
I
home.
was just standing up there. I'm like Ricky Bobby.
in a hat. Buick
Dropped
hat,
her in
long
D.
hat.
I wish that I hope that I was wearing a hat.
Were
I
you
don't
raised
know.
as a long-haired kid? Were you one of those kids?
No, my dad actually always gave me the crew cut.
Oh,
you know?
you had- oh, so
he
this is
wasn't a
rebellion.
military guy, but he loved the crew cut.
Yeah.
He loved a high and tight.
Yeah, but you weren't the kid with the rat tail.
No. I tried to do some lines in the side of my hair, but my dad cut that out immediately.
Yeah.
My mom let me do it, and then my dad picked me up, and we.
I don't know anything about that area of the country.
Yeah.
But I always assume it. And you look the part, but I don't know how that works.
Well, my parents are so old school. My granddad was born in 1900, and then my dad was born in 1947, and so
Right.
his dad was old.
Right.
And they're just old school. So my dad is not into long hair, but he's not even really like the people around him. He's not really redneck, just like real country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Deep
I don't know if
country.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
I get the real country.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. Do you feel that that this look has gotten you a favor in the world of comedy?
Yeah, I really think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing the same kind of jokes when I had a regular haircut and then no hat. And then I started wearing this hat, and all of a sudden people started paying
The
attention.
magic.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's,
and it wasn't the Buick hat back then, but I've gone through a few.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's a
I
look.
keep looking at that Buick hat, and it just. I grew up with a family that owned a Buick dealership, and Jack Sager was the guy's name. But one night, Mark, the son, had a Jeep, and he rolled it drunk
Oh, yeah.
into the front yard of a family friend, and so he goes back home. Jack takes Mark in the car, and they go back to the Jeep, and there's already 2 cop cars there. Jack just rolls by. We'll deal with it tomorrow.
Yes,
Another deal.
yes.
That's how you handle a rolled drunken accident.
That's
You
what I
leave it.
always say. Let's
Yep.
deal with that tomorrow.
Always abandon the scene of the crime.
Yeah,
I mean, why would you hang around there? If you did it, OJ knew,
Yeah.
you run. You
Right.
don't stand there and go, yeah, I know about this. That's stupid.
Yeah.
You claim your car's stolen.
They
You're
waved
never-
to Judd Milhouse
Yeah.
in the yard.
You
Yeah.
go,
See you tomorrow.
what?
Don't
What
say
happened?"
anything, Judd.
Yeah, you don't stand next to your own car and say, I don't know how this happened.
Yeah,
You're going to jail.
Yeah, that's mine.
It's stupid. Yeah, I'm with you on
I
that.
agree. Get out of there. Come back
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Did you? Are you a college guy, Dusty?
No, I went to a community college for about 2 days.
Yeah.
And 2 days. I took each class one time. It was across from my high school, and I wanted to, this was a time before social media. I lived in a small town. I didn't know how to meet women, so I was like, let me go to college.
Right.
And I signed up for 2 classes, no girls in either class. So I just
That was
quit.
it.
Yeah.
Are you good with the ladies?
I'm married now, but I did okay.
So you did all right. She's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, my wife's great.
Yeah, kids?
But, I have one kid. I have a 5-month-old daughter now.
Just happened. Which is why you're on the road again.
Yeah.
You got to get out of there.
Got out of the house.
I've been
you
up
want
since
this
5
child?
a.m. today.
Oh, my. Is it
I'm
here?
just used to that. No, I just used to being up now.
That's terrible. What a nightmare that is.
Yeah.
Is it? Did you want this child, or did
I
it just
did
show up?
want the child, but it did just kind of
Happen?
Yeah.
It wasn't planned.
Well, it's like we were like loosely planning. We were like, let's maybe have a kid, and then we were just kind of,
Oh, that phrase is horrible to me.
Yeah.
Let's maybe have a kid.
Loosely.
Yeah.
Yikes. And loosely is another one I don't want to throw into the let's have a kid thing.
Well, my wife, she gets a little anxious at times. So when we were like actively like we're going to try to have a kid, it would freak her out a little bit. She would be like, I don't know if I'm ready to be a mom.
Yeah.
So she was like, kind of like, maybe try to do it. Don't tell me that you're trying to do it, kind of thing.
Keep loading me up.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about it after. All right, just
I'm pulling out.
fill it up. We're not using any fun stuff. Just do what
Top
you
it
do.
off.
Yeah.
Top it off.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
Yeah.
And so.
Did you have to mix it up every once in a while and act like you weren't trying to have a kid and like close the deal
Well,
somewhere
yeah,
else?
every time I acted like,
Right.
but.
but it's
You weren't like, that's for sure.
because that ruins
Yeah.
an orgasm to me when it has purpose.
Right.
Like I don't want it to have like a functioning purpose. It's like
Well-
taking a dump at that point. It's like just now I'm actually doing a job
Yes.
instead of like putting it wherever I want or this is filth.
Yes.
It's now it's functional.
At least it
human
wasn't that
function.
hardcore either, because you hear couples that are trying,
Yeah.
and she's basically, get home, you have 10 minutes.
No, she's an insane person.
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with that. You're going to leave her eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your child's name?
Daisy.
Daisy.
Yeah.
Daisy Slay.
Daisy. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's exciting.
I'll tell you right now.
I do love having a kid.
We don't know each other well, but a kid named Daisy Slay is going to be an absolute knockout in high school.
I
There's
think so,
going
yeah.
to be a problem with someone named Daisy Slay.
Yeah, I think so. And
Just
she's
another old man thing you have to look forward
Yeah,
to.
and my
Yeah.
wife has an attitude.
I'm already
you know.
attracted to her.
Yeah.
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
She's 5 months old.
You're
and
going
I'm-
out with Daisy
I'm-
Slay?
Exactly. Like my girlfriend is Daisy Slay. What? I've heard all about Daisy Slay. Daisy Slay is such a great hot girl name.
Yeah, she's going to have an attitude. Too.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can tell.
definitely. Yeah, you should have named her like Broomhilda or something terrible.
I know.
Yeah.
We got cute with it.
Yeah, Daisy.
Yeah.
It's Daisy May Slay.
Daisy, Daisy Catherine is the
okay.
middle name. That's my aunt.
Daisy Kate.
I had a 90-year-old aunt that I named her after, and then she died shortly after.
Oh, wow. So
Not to
she
bring it down,
sucked
so.
the soul out of the ant and actually
Yeah, she did. It
didn't
was-
just take her name, she took her essence. All right. Well, that's
Yes,
good.
yeah.
That's her last breath.
The syrup of life. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go,
Yeah.
Dusty. That's scary, but
Yeah.
thank
So
you for
look
that
out if I name it
horrifying
after you.
story.
Yeah.
If he says your name, good chance that he's going to pass it on to someone else.
Yeah.
Dusty Slade's at Stand Up Live. You got Halloween plans?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't. I mean, we got a pumpkin. We didn't carve it, but we have one sitting out there.
We got a pumpkin, and that's as far as you're
Yeah.
taking it. Yeah.
There's the
Do you
decoration.
know-
participate? Do you get big on the candy give
I haven't drank in a long time. I quit drinking years ago.
Why?
I don't know.
Saturn incident?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
stuff
Couple of
like
rollies.
that. Well, I wish the Saturn incident had stopped it, but
Yeah.
I had to have a few more things.
Did you have an
before.
intervention, or did you do this yourself?
No, I quit. I actually quit. I woke up and I was trying to smoke a cigarette, and I didn't even have the lung capacity to hit the cigarette. And I was like, maybe let's give it a break. And then I started to feel so good. I was like, well, there's really no reason to do this.
And you haven't gone back?
No.
How long?
Almost 10 years.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Is this truly because you wanted to stop, or is there we don't know that you actually
No,
ran
no.
someone over? And
No, nothing bad happened, thankfully,
Yeah,
other than,
good.
flipping a car
Sure.
into a marsh. But,
that's no big deal if everybody walked away.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
horrifying. And I thought at one time during the pandemic, I'm like, I'm drinking too much. But I knew it wasn't dangerous. And then I started to
Right.
think, what is drinking too much?
Yeah.
Like, when do you get to the point where you're like, I have to stop doing it
When you light a
altogether?
cigarette and you can't.
Yeah, when you're
inhale.
sleeping and smoking, I think is the thing.
Yes.
When your first thought in the morning is another vice.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
that was me. I had a big window in my apartment. I used to just lift that window and hang out and have a morning cigarette. It was the best, though.
You're describing heaven.
Yeah, it was the best, though. Nice
What
sunny
about
day.
smoking? You still
just-
smoking?
No, well, I do cigars now.
Yeah.
So.
So you graduated.
Yeah.
You open the window,
Yeah, I'm doing
shirtless.
the Uncle Buck
Yes.
method,
And then blow the smoke away from Daisy Slay, and you're
Yeah.
fine. Everything's good.
Yes.
Man, oh, man. Daisy Slay. You're going to have more kids?
I'd like to.
No kidding?
Yeah.
What kind of person says that?
I don't know. I'm into it now. I thought I would even have kids, and
Yeah.
now I'm like, let's just do a bunch now.
Really? Don't you feel
Get
too much
into it.
responsibility?
Well, I feel like I already have it now. Now I already have
Yeah.
the responsibility. Why
So what's
not
another one?
get some other kids, and then, they say the Amish, they teach the older to raise the younger.
Yeah, they
you
can
know?
take on the responsibilities.
Yeah, so that's
help
what,
you out.
There's some Amish around where I live, so
You just give them up.
yeah. So I'm just gonna learn from the Amish.
What, you live in Pennsylvania? Where are
I
you?
live in Tennessee.
And they have Amish there?
Yeah, they're all
know
over.
that.
They're like, it's so weird. I bought some land in a town called McMinnville.
Okay.
And they have a huge Amish community.
No
around
kidding.
there. I'm buying an Amish cabin. Yeah, I'm going to have them build a cabin.
Oh, they haven't built
they're
it
going
yet?
to build? All
No.
right. So
So you're not buying a finished Amish. You're buying the Amish is what you're buying.
Yeah.
And they're putting them to work.
does it
Yeah,
come
they
with
do.
one of those wood fireplaces, too?
I am going to get a wood fireplace.
What's
yes.
that mean, an Amish cabin? What's the difference?
Well, they just build it. I guess.
It's all tongue
I have-
and groove, notched out.
I have a Mexican ranch house there.
Right.
Even though it's
exactly.
just a ranch house, I
Exactly.
assume it was built by
And,
Mexicans.
and it'll be done in a week once you decide.
Oh, sure,
Like
they're
raising
very-
a barn.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
expeditious people. They're good. Well, that's an odd
this is an Amish Mennonite community, so it's a little bit, kind of Amish.
They have some black Cadillacs on
Yeah.
top of the.
Do you get
rack
along with
tables.
them?
I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that they love me.
Yeah.
But I like to go and try to talk to them and hang out.
And you just hang out at the Amish, but that's a cool
Yeah,
day.
I'll go buy some fruit or something and try to talk to them. And
At the fruit stand.
They're very polite, but not a lot of small talk.
Yeah, chat up the Amish. They don't.
Yeah.
They're not big
Yeah,
on the
they don't-
small talk.
They don't really know. They don't know about the Alec Baldwin situation.
You don't think? What do you think of that? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
It is wild.
Isn't
I
that
don't
nuts?
know what to think, but it's wild.
I don't either. Somebody murdered somebody.
Yeah.
You don't have prop guns on a movie set that are loaded
Yeah.
or faulty. Like they have like 6 people that check that before they give it to Alec Baldwin to shoot. Somebody
know.
did a murder.
I know. It's
And they're
wild.
putting it in Alec Baldwin's hand. I think it's
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah, maybe.
I think
Who knows?
he's finally getting rid of Alec Baldwin the way he's
Maybe.
always wanted to since that Saturday Night nonsense. Yeah, it's crazy.
Good job, Don Jr.
The story is just mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing.
Yeah, and you hope it never happens to anybody. But
Yeah.
my God, it's just nuts. You follow that Brian Laundrie thing? Speaking of marshes and stuff.
Well, I heard that they found his body or
Yeah,
something. His
all torn
teeth or
apart.
something. Yeah.
Scattered.
All shredded up. And I think
Yeah.
America kind of was like, good.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is wild. But, I'm guessing people probably go missing like that all the time.
Wow, this is somebody confessing.
Well, no, I just think there's a whole national park thing where they say people disappear in national
Yeah.
parks all the time.
There's
And
a
then,
reason why they say don't go in by yourself.
Yeah, they say they'll show up later. Like they've said kids will show up later, like missing a shoe or something. And they won't even seem traumatized by it. They'll be gone for days.
I haven't heard any of this.
Oh, no, I've
This
been-
is a guy talking out of knowledge.
Yeah, I've watched a few YouTube things here and there. There is a whole thing about people missing and coming up missing in parks.
Really?
Yeah.
Anything about that?
Yeah.
Oh, we've had a couple of the stories where the person claimed they lived there for years with, like, the one guy that was living with wolves.
I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
That was
The
in
two of you
Russia.
have, this is, oh, no, yeah,
where'd
people
this-
raised by, Russia
Yeah.
doesn't count. We're talking like American. nationals.
American,
Some
yeah.
Russian raised by wolves.
I
we as
would
Americans
like
assume
to
that.
have been raised by wolves.
Me too.
So I
That would
think
be
that,
neat.
yeah.
I would have liked to have had my teen years
Yeah.
with the wolves, like so I could still communicate and understand what humanity is, and then go, but this is what the wolves.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teen wolf?
Teen wolves.
Just
That's
for-
right, Brady. That's
Just
exactly
for the
it.
story, Like, well, tell us about your life. Well, I spent 4 or 5 years living with the wolves.
It would be great.
Yeah.
They put me on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
Dusty Slay's at Stand Up Live, and you can count that Daisy Slay is going to be in a national park someday.
Missing a
Dusty has
shoe.
basically admitted that that's a place where people disappear.
Yeah. Life's getting wild out here.
The understatement. But I guess it only matters if you look like Gabby Petito, if what you're saying is true.
Yes.
What you're saying is many, many ugly people go missing in national parks.
Right.
And we don't hear a word about it.
If I went missing, they would be like, well,
You look like a guy that we should be looking
They're like,
for.
go
Yeah.
figure. That
Yeah.
people would expect that.
yeah,
Oh,
they'd be like,
well, that
how long
guy's
have you
gonna
been
miss.
out here? I'm like, I just got here.
Just a long like if I saw you in a national park with this information, like this guy's clearly been here for months.
Yeah. And I'm
You're like, no,
no,
it's just like an hour
just arrived. I came in at the same time as you, actually.
behind you.
Yeah.
Dusty Slay at Stand Up Live this weekend. StandUpLive.com if you want to go. Dusty, leave us with words of wisdom.
Well,
Anything.
we're having a good time. I like to tell people we're having a good time, I don't like to ask. A lot of
Okay.
comics come out and they go, are we having a good time?
Right.
Not me. I can't risk it. You know what I mean?
Don't ask. Tell them they're having a good time.
Exactly.
That's actually great advice.
Yes.
Go in, and let people know what's happening?
I just tell them over and over again, we're having a good time.
Are you
and
enjoying
the worse
this?
the show gets, the more I say.
So, like during sex with your wife, you just go, "You were enjoying this."
Exactly.
You're not asking.
Exactly. And if the show starts to go really bad, I'll go, "Is this going well?" And because then that lets them know I've given up.
That it's not going up.
Show's
for me.
over, folks.
Yeah,
Have
Dusty
a great
Slay.
night.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Dusty
Yeah,
Slay.
thank you.
Stand up live this weekend. It's 98 KUPD.
98.
Oh my gosh.
98.
Shut the front door.
KUPD.
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.